Welcome to the Key Exchange by Sushil Mishra, Realtor, tech enthusiast, and proud creator of Catch the Key Inc., along with his business partner and life partner, Himani Sood. Today, we're doing a deep dive specifically for you, the vital medical professionals across Ontario. We're talking doctors, nurses, pharmacists, really all the healthcare heroes.
That's right. We're focusing on real estate and home ownership.
Exactly. How can you take that incredible dedication you show to patients and turn it into, well, solid financial security for yourselves through smart home ownership?
And, this isn't just your standard real estate chat. We get that the demands on healthcare professionals are unique.
Uh-huh.
And Sushil Mishra's focus here, it comes from real experience. He spent 13 years from 2006 right up to 2019 working with major healthcare companies.
Like Pfizer, Bayer.
Yeah, Pfizer, Bayer, MSD, Becton, Dickinson. He's seen the environment, the pressures, the long hours firsthand. He really understands.
So that context is key for this deep dive. Our whole goal here is to, cut through the often confusing Ontario market noise and deliver specialized insights, data-driven strategies, really make that home buying process smoother.
Less stress, right?
Absolutely less stressful. That's the aim.
And today, we're laying out a roadmap, leveraging the expertise of Catch the Key Inc., RE/MAX West Realty.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Why is buying a home so different, fundamentally different, for someone in medicine compared to, say, someone with a steady 9-to-5 corporate job? What are those specific hurdles?
Well, the main thing, and it really affects everyone in the field, is how traditional banks look at things. Their lending models, they just don't mesh well with how medical careers actually unfold.
They want that predictable 2 years of T4s kind of history?
Exactly. They love consistency. But that's often not the reality, especially early on or with certain roles.
Right.
So first hurdle, irregular income. Think about nurses working per diem shifts, getting overtime, shift differentials, or doctors doing locum work.
The pay is good, but it's not a simple salary stub every 2 weeks.
Precisely. It fluctuates. And trying to document that for a standard lender can be tricky. They might only count your base pay, which dramatically lowers how much you can borrow.
Okay, so income verification is challenge number one. What else?
The second big one, and it's almost unavoidable, is student debt.
Ah, yes. The elephant in the room for many.
It really is.
Yeah.
Medical school, nursing school, it's a huge investment, and it leaves you with significant debt. This directly impacts your debt-to-income ratio, the DTI.
Which the banks look at very closely.
Critically, even if you know you'll be earning a high income soon, the bank sees the current debt payments, student loans, maybe car payments, credit cards.
And that high DTI can just stop an application in its tracks.
It often limits your borrowing power significantly. Conventional lenders typically want your total debt servicing ratio, that's all your monthly debt payments, against your gross income to be under, say, 42, maybe 44%.
Tough to hit with 6 figures of student loans.
Very tough. So they're focused on today's debt, not tomorrow's specialist salary. That's a huge barrier when you're trying to settle down, maybe start a family.
Okay, income, debt. What's the third piece?
The third hurdle is simply time and energy. It sounds basic, but it's massive.
The sheer demands of the job.
Exactly. Long hours, unpredictable shifts, being on call. When do you realistically have time to go to endless open houses or sift through mountains of paperwork?
It adds another layer of stress to an already stressful profession.
It really does. It can lead to burnout or just feeling overwhelmed by the whole housing process. Finding ways to make it efficient, less time-intensive is crucial.
Okay, that paints a clear picture of the challenges. Now let's talk about the market itself. Things have been pretty wild in Ontario real estate. What's the vibe in 2025? Is it a better time to buy?
It's definitely a different market than the peak frenzy a couple of years back, which is generally good news for buyers.
How so? Less chaotic?
Yeah, much less chaotic.
Ugh.
We've moved away from those intense bidding wars where you had like 20 offers on every place and no conditions allowed.
Which was impossible for busy professionals to navigate.
Totally. Now it's more balanced. There's more inventory on the market. Buyers have more breathing room, more negotiating power.
So you can actually include conditions again, like financing or an inspection.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is so important for protecting yourself. You have time to think, to negotiate on price, on closing dates. It's a more sustainable environment.
And price-wise, what are we seeing generally? Still high.
Well, the average Ontario home price, according to CREA, is hovering around $890,000 this year. But honestly,
Yeah.
that provincial average, it doesn't mean much for your specific situation.
Right, because location is everything.
Everything. You need to forget the national headlines and focus laser sharp on your personal affordability window. That's tied directly to where you work, your hospital network, your commute tolerance. Buying near sick kids is worlds apart from buying near Windsor Regional.
That makes sense. Focus local, focus personal. So if the traditional banks struggle with the income and debt issues, where's the workaround? This is where those specialized loans come in, right?
Exactly. This is the really exciting part. The financial industry has started to recognize the unique situation of medical professionals.
Who's offering these?
We're seeing major players, think TD, RBC, Scotiabank, especially through their MD Financial division, CIBC too. They have specific programs often called physician loans or medical professional programs. You need to ask for them by name.
And the magic ingredient is how they look at income.
That's the game changer, projected income qualification.
Okay, break that down. How does that work for, say, a resident who's making okay money now but has a contract for much more later?
So instead of just looking at your current, maybe modest residency pay stubs, these programs allow the lender to qualify you based on your future income.
Or anticipated income.
Yes, based on a signed employment contract or a formal letter of offer. Even if that higher paying job doesn't start for another, say, 60 or 90 days.
Wow, so they trust the contract.
They trust the contract, especially from a reputable hospital or clinic. And they trust the highly predictable career path of a physician.
Can you give an example? Like, how much difference does it make?
Huge difference. A first-year resident may be earning $80,000 currently, might qualify based on a projected income of, let's say, $185,000 once they finish training.
Okay.
Or a new specialist, maybe a surgeon, could qualify based on a projected $300,000 income. That immediately opens up hundreds of thousands more in borrowing power.
That's the difference between a tiny condo and a family home.
Absolutely. It bridges that gap created by the high debt and lower initial earnings.
Incredible. Are there other perks with these programs? Down payments? Insurance?
Yes, that's the other major advantage. Often, these programs allow for lower down payments, maybe 5 or 10%. But here's the key. Without necessarily requiring mortgage default insurance.
Wait, you don't have to pay the CMHC insurance or whatever the private equivalent is?
For certain qualified applicants under these specific programs, yes, that insurance premium can be waived, even with less than 20% down.
That saves, what, thousands, right? That premium is usually a percentage of the mortgage.
It is. It typically ranges from 2.8% up to maybe 4.5% of the total mortgage amount. So on a large mortgage, waiving that is a massive upfront saving. Keeps thousands of dollars liquid right when you need it for closing costs.
Is there a catch? Is the interest rate higher on these loans?
That's a fair question. Sometimes the rate might be slightly higher than the absolute rock-bottom advertised rate for conventional mortgage with 20% down, but you have to weigh that against the immediate guaranteed savings from avoiding the insurance premium.
Usually the math works out in favor of skipping the insurance.
Almost always, especially given the large loan amounts often needed. But this is exactly why working with a mortgage broker who knows these medical professional programs inside and out is so critical. They can run the numbers for your specific situation. Sushil, Mishra and the Catch the Key team work closely with brokers who specialize in this.
Makes sense. Okay, so specialized loans are a huge piece. What about other financial tools, especially for first-time buyers trying to save that down payment?
Yeah, absolutely essential to use the government programs available. The First Home Savings Account, FHSA, is fantastic.
Relatively new, right?
Yeah, launched recently. You can contribute up to $8,000 a year, max $40,000 total. The contributions are tax deductible, like an RRSP,
Okay.
but the withdrawals for a home purchase are tax-free, like a TFSA. It's the best of both.
Powerful combo. And the old standby, the home buyer's plan, still useful.
Definitely. The Home Buyer's Plan, HPP, lets you borrow from your own RRSPs up to $35,000 per person, so $70,000 for a couple now. Actually, they increased the limit recently.
Oh, right, 70 tie combined now.
$60K combined. I believe the latest update was $60,000 combined household limit. You do have to pay it back into your RRSP over time, but it provides crucial upfront cash.
So stacking the FHSA tax break with the HPP withdrawal can seriously speed up saving for that down payment.
Exactly. Get you into the market and building equity sooner.
Okay, down payment saved, but then come the closing costs. People often underestimate these, don't they?
Massively.
Yeah.
You absolutely need a separate savings pot just for closing costs. Budget maybe 3 to 5% of the purchase price.
And the biggest chunk in Ontario is usually
Land transfer tax, especially if you're buying the City of Toronto, because you pay both the provincial LTT and a municipal Toronto LTT.
double tax. Ouch. So on that average $890,000 home in Toronto, what are we talking, roughly?
Even after first-time buyer rebates,
Yeah.
you could easily be looking at well over $25,000, maybe even closer to $30,000
Huh.
just for the land transfer taxes.
Wow.
Plus your legal fees, title insurance, adjustments, and it adds up fast. Needs to be liquid cash ready on closing day.
Good warning. And after you move in, the budgeting doesn't stop. What ongoing costs do people sometimes forget?
Well, everyone remembers the mortgage payment, but you need the full picture. Property taxes, utilities, home insurance, or condo fees, if applicable,
Hmm.
and those can jump. But the big one people miss is ongoing maintenance and repairs. You have to budget for this. A good rule of thumb is set aside 1 to 3% of your home's value each year.
So on an $800,000 house, that's like $8,000 to $24,000 a year.
Exactly. For the new roof that will eventually be needed, the furnace replacement, the unexpected leak, if you don't plan for it, it becomes a financial emergency.
Smart planning. Okay, let's shift to location. This is huge for medical pros. Commuting after a 12-hour shift is brutal. Where should people be looking, balancing hospital access and, sanity?
It's a critical calculation. Accessibility versus quality of life. In the GTA, the classic choice for residents has been downtown, near the hospitals on University Ave, like Bay and College area.
Walkable to Toronto General, St. Mike's.
Right. Super convenient for those rotations, but also super expensive, and likely means a smaller space.
And the minute you're rotating out at Sunnybrook or Scarborough, that walkability is gone.
Totally gone. Now you're stuck in traffic or on long transit rides, eating into your rest time. That's why exploring the wider Greater Golden Horseshoe, GGH, makes sense for many.
Looking beyond the downtown core.
Yeah, looking at mid-sized cities with strong hospital networks, but maybe better affordability and lifestyle.
Like where specifically, what areas show promise?
We often see clients having success in the Hamilton-Burlington corridor. Hamilton's got a huge healthcare sector tied to McMaster, great hospitals. Burlington offers a really nice community feel, good schools, still decent access back to Toronto if needed.
Okay, Hamilton, Burlington. Anywhere else?
The other hotspot is the Kitchener-Waterloo Gulf region. There's a really interesting mix of tech and healthcare growth happening there, often a more affordable entry point than Hamilton-Burlington, and potentially good investment upside.
You mentioned investment. How should a busy medical professional think like an investor when buying their first home, especially with potential moves for training or practice?
Think future flexibility. Could you easily rent this property out if you had to move for a fellowship? Is it in a location that will always be in demand?
Like near hospitals or transit?
Exactly. Proximity to hospitals, major transit lines, and areas the province has designated as urban growth centers. These usually mean strong long-term appreciation and high rental demand.
Good strategy.
Also, consider properties with income potential. A semi-detached or a townhouse with a separate entrance for a basement suite. That rental income can make a huge difference in offsetting your mortgage, especially early in your career. It builds financial resilience. Catch the Key Inc. focuses heavily on these kinds of data-driven location strategies.
Right, brings it all together. Okay, we've covered the challenges, the market, the loans, the savings, the locations. Now the process itself. How do you make this less overwhelming for someone already stretched thin?
It's all about having a clear, efficient roadmap and the right support. You can't approach it haphazardly when you have zero free time.
So what does that roadmap look like, typically?
It starts before you even look at listings. First step, a detailed financial checkup. Second, get that specialized pre-approval from a lender who understands medical professionals. We connect clients with those brokers.
Nail down the finances first.
Absolutely. Then define your real needs, not just square footage, but commute times, call zones, low maintenance features, investment potential.
And I imagine using technology helps minimize the time commitment.
Hugely. The search phase relies heavily on virtual tours, detailed data analysis, filtering properties very carefully before suggesting any in-person visits. We respect your time.
Making offers needs to be strategic too, not rushed.
Data-driven offers, understanding local market values, negotiating terms that work with demanding schedules. It's about minimizing stress and risk at every step. That's the Catch the Key Inc. RE/MAX West Realty approach.
It sounds like a much more manageable, tailored process. Can we illustrate this with some real examples? People love stories.
Sure, think of Dr. Anya, second-year resident, huge student debt. We helped her leverage that projected income qualification, max out her FHSA and HBP. Result: she bought her first condo near her main hospital years earlier than she thought possible. Started building equity right away.
Fantastic. What about someone dealing with shift work, like a nurse?
We worked with Mark, an experienced RN. His challenge was proving income with all the shift premiums and overtime. The solution wasn't just the right mortgage, but finding a low-maintenance, semi-detached home in Hamilton, really close to his hospital, cut his commute drastically, improved his quality of life. Strategic location.
Makes a huge difference. One more, maybe a specialist.
Okay, Dr. Ben. Established specialist, but wanted to make a smart long-term investment. We guided him towards a townhouse in a GGH growth area, specifically one with potential for a legal basement suite.
Ah, that income potential piece again.
Exactly. He got a great home and an immediate rental income stream to help pay down the mortgage faster and build wealth. Future-proofed.
Those examples really show how tailored advice makes it possible. So the message is clear. Whether you're just starting residency or you're well into your practice, getting the right help is key.
It absolutely is.
And you can definitely start that conversation. You can connect with Sushil Mishra to figure out your specific path.
You know, you, the listener, you've already mastered making incredibly high-stakes decisions under pressure in your medical careers. It requires discipline, strategy, focus.
Mm-hmm.
So the final thought is, apply that same level of strategic thinking and dedication to building your own financial security through real estate. Your home isn't just shelter. It's probably the biggest investment you'll make in your long-term financial health and stability.
That's a powerful way to frame it. So if you're ready to explore these specialized options, get that personalized advice, maybe a market report for your area, where should people go?
The best place to start online is catchthekey.ca. Lots of resources and insights there.
Catchthekey.ca. And if you want to talk directly, start planning that next move in the GTA or the GGH.
Just call or text Sushil directly. The number is 647-370-6712.
Okay, that's 647-300-6712. Perfect. Stay tuned. This is The Key Exchange, where Ontario's medical professionals get real insights, real stories, and real results with Sushil Mishra.